Labrador in Parliament assembled. The petition of the undersigned residents of Newfoundland and Labrador humbly showeth. Whereas marine Atlantic ferry rates continue to rise, becoming increasingly more cost prohibitive. Whereas increased rates impact the cost of goods being shipped into our province, as well as those products being exported out by local businesses. Whereas tourism is negatively impacted by the ever-increasing cost-prohibitive means of ground transport into the island portion of our province. Whereupon the undersigned, your petitioners humbly pray and call upon the House of Assembly to urge government to open a line of communication with the federal government and begin to advocate on behalf of residents and businesses of the province, not stopping until results are realized. And as in duty bound, your petitioners will ever pray. Mr. Speaker, this is an issue that members on both sides of the House have spoken about many times in the past and in recent history as well. And we hear lots about the warm, fuzzy, happy relationship between our provincial government and our federal government. And it's great that everybody's happy and getting along and having Sunday night calls with the minister. That's great. It's wonderful. But results matter, Mr. Speaker. And on an issue like this that I know is of concern to several cabinet ministers on the front bench of the government who have been vocal in their previous roles prior to being in government, if the warm, fuzzy, cozy relationship exists, then hopefully we'll see some results and some progress. He's excited. It's his birthday, Mr. Speaker, so I'm gonna cut him some slack today. This is a really serious issue, and I know that the government has finally acknowledged that they've written the federal government and they're going to talk about it and they're going to express some concern about the issue. But I would hope that this would be a really critical and important issue to the government, and that they would be calling on their cousins in Ottawa to put a stop to continuous marine Atlantic rates increases. What we're seeing now on April 1st, the rates will go up another 2.6%. Wow. And Marine Atlantic is saying it's necessary to reflect the continuing increased costs associated with material supplies and labour, and to help the company provide reliable service. Well, this is what we've heard for years from Marine Atlantic. So I'm calling on all members of the House of Assembly to be concerned about this. Petitioners are calling on the House of Assembly to be concerned about this. But more importantly, we're calling on the Liberal government to reach out to their friends and colleagues in Ottawa and demand some action. It's great for everybody to be getting along, but if it doesn't result in anything happening, if it doesn't result in any benefits for Newfoundland and Labrador, then that's a problem, Mr. Speaker. And this should be a relatively easy one for our federal Liberal government and our provincial Liberal government to get together and solve. Thank you.